Dying Light: The Beast is a direct sequel to the first Dying Light game, and its DLC. At its core, it's a first-person horror and parkour, a game where the city and its dangers become both your playground and your trial. From climbing rooftops to dodging the infected in the streets, every moment demands awareness. This is my first entry into the Dying Light series, and I'll admit, my heart rate spiked more times than I can count, and that's coming from someone who doesn't usually play horror. This review won't dive too deep into the story spoilers, but instead focus on what kind of experience you can get. If you have never played the original, the game does provide a recap, enough to bring you up to speed before you dive in. The returning protagonist Kyle Crane isn't the same man you remember. After years in the dark, he's been mutated into a variant of the Haran virus, giving him powers that expand on his parkour and combat abilities. By extracting and filtering Chimera blood, you unlock new skills that change how you fight, move, and survive. This progression feels central, and while it starts simple, the more you evolve Kyle, the more you feel like you're mastering the city itself. The overall objective is straightforward. You're roaming across Europe and expanding the networks with the survivor groups and working to stop the ones responsible for both the spread of the virus and Kyle's own condition. It's a loop of main story quests, side missions, and constant exploration. Much of the game's rhythm comes from this wandering, stumbling into Chimera fights, scavenging for materials, and slowly shaping yourself into a survivor built for the apocalypse. Combat is built on 3 core weapon types: slash, blunt, and range. Slash weapons give you speed and a better chance of dismembering enemy, while blunt weapons hit hard, smashing through armor or staggering infected. One-handed weapons are fast but light, while two-handed weapons deal devastating blows at the cost of speed. They all come with durability, and eventually the choice of when to repair becomes part of your survival strategy. To add flavor, there are weapon mods, bleed, toxic, freeze, and more. You can experiment freely, mixing and matching until you find a build that works for your style. Range options like bows, throwing knives, and firearms broaden the choice, and they specifically useful if you prefer stealth. If that's your style, stockpile arrows and knives, you will go through them rather quickly. Just be warned, power attacks can feel unpredictable, so learning the flow of your weapon swings is important if you want to land heavy hits where you need them. Crafting expands this system further. You will find blueprints scattered throughout the world that allow you to build weapons, armor, and healing items. Blueprints can also level up, so as you scavenge materials, you gain options to create improved versions of your tools. Healing items in particular are essential. Bandages are far more reliable than snacks. Materials can be found infected in abandoned apartments or at convoy locations marked on your map. Some resources respawn over time, so there's always a reason to head back into dangerous areas. Finding the infected has a weight brutality that stands out. Every strike visibly tears away flesh, exposing bone and muscle. It's satisfying in a gruesome way, but also deceptive. Sometimes you will think that an enemy is down, only to watch it lunge at you again. Always confirm your kills, or as I learned the hard way, double tap until you see the prompt to search a corpse. Enemy variety ranges from shambling zombies and sprinters to powerful specials and bosses like chimeras. The difference between day and night is enormous. By day, encounters are manageable, but at night, the infected become relentless, aggressive, and far more dangerous. Fighting after sunset rewards more experience, but it's also when volatiles emerges, smart, fast predators that punish mistakes. If they spot you, the only real strategy is to run, always knowing where your exits and UV safe zones are. Traversal is one of the game's biggest strengths. The city truly feels like a playground, with buildings, rooftops, balconies, zip lines, and even wires strung across alleys to give you multiple routes to your objective. Movement is fluid and responsive, and verticality of the environment encourages creativity. You don't always have to fight. Sometimes slipping past enemies is the smarter choice, especially when resources are low. But this freedom also raises tension, because you never know what's waiting on the rooftops or around the corner. Exploration also ties into quests. Story missions push you forward, but side quests and emergent events often steal your attention. Some are straightforward, others take dark turns, and many will test whether you're paying attention to your environment. Puzzles are built into traversal itself, like rerouting power in a building or finding the best path to reach a lock of safe house. It keeps exploration varied, even when farming for resources starts to feel repetitive. Of course, you don't have to face all this alone. This game includes co-op co-op, allowing you to team up with friends or strangers. This can make the experience more fun or chaotic depending on who you're playing with. Co-op adds a new dynamic to the survival loop, since sharing resources and covering each other's weaknesses can make the game feel very different from solo play. Visually, the game is stunning, with detailed environments and grotesquely designed infected, but the detail comes at a cost. Performance can be inconsistent, especially on PC. Lighting looks great during the day, but at night, visibility drops dramatically. You will often rely more on sound than sight, and the atmosphere becomes suffocating when you hear groans, footsteps, or screams in the dark. Survival sense is a powerful mechanic that helps balance this, letting you to detect enemies and items through walls. It's useful, though some might argue it feels overpowered in a tense situations. Technical hiccups do exist, from floating animations when grabbing ledges to occasional frame rate dips, but hopefully these issues improve with patches. So who is this game for? If you love improvisation, parkour, survival tension, and games that rewards creativity in combat and exploration, Dying Light the Beast delivers. It blends horror and freedom in a way that keeps you on the edge but also empowers you to experiment. On the other hand, if you prefer structured, linear gameplay or dislike repetition in farming and crafting, you may find parts of it frustrating. For me, the combination of horror, fluid movement, and brutal combat made it worth the heart-pounding moments. Even as someone who usually avoids horror genre, Dying Light the Beast doesn't just give you a world, it dares you to survive in it. And whether you are fighting, climbing, or running for your life, it's a game that rarely lets you feel safe. And that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoy my review video. Let me know in the comments below on your thoughts on this game and how I can improve on making YouTube videos for you guys. If you do enjoy this video, like and subscribe and share with your friends who are very interested in this game. Hopefully this will allow you to make an informed decision on buying this game and enjoy it. I just want to say happy gaming.